It's now one win in 16 games. Trust the process? Well, when do we stop trusting it? Andrew's here, back on the Wednesday View to share his views on the Millwall game and look ahead to the trip to St Andrews. Good evening, Andrew. How are you?
Good evening. Well, I was feeling a lot better before last Saturday, that's for sure. Or when we last played Millwall at home, I was feeling quite positive and hopeful, wasn't I? The fact that I predicted a 1-0 win. Alas, it wasn't to be, but it could have been a totally different story altogether. As we all know, if Musaba, when he's put clean through by Barry Bannon, had scored instead of missing that crucial chance, it could have been a different match altogether.
Yeah, I mean, when we look at the scoreline, obviously, without seeing the game, we think, crikey, how bad were Wednesday? But were you that bad? Or would Millwall just took the chances?
Wednesday, a team getting thrashed 4-0, scoreline-wise, you think, the other team were far too good for them. They played them off the park. You look at the stats, position-wise, we had 60% almost, and they only had 40%. And shots-wise, we both had around a dozen shots each at goal. But the difference is 4 of those went in the back of our net, 0 of ours went in the back of their net. And this has been the story of our season. We didn't have Smith playing, for starters, who scored our 2 goals against Rotherham. He was missed. And when you think about it, we've only scored in 2 matches in our last 12 matches. Smith got those 2 there, and the only other goal we got was Musaba got the 1 in a draw against Middlesbrough. Every other game, the last 12, we have not scored. This is the problem.
What does he do to fix it then? Because lots of Wednesday fans will say January comes, he'll sort it out. But you could be well adrift by then. You could just be planning for League One. You've got 10 games now between now and the new year. What does he do?
Well, I'm hoping Smith is back for starters. Windass needs to recover his goal scoring form he had before. It seems to have gone by the by, and he's had injuries, which hasn't helped his case as well. And then we've got to look for other people to try and score goals. From the midfield, Barry Bannon, he's getting a bit older, but he's capable of scoring. He scored the last time we won at Birmingham 3 years ago. It was a penalty, of course. We won there 1-0. I'm hoping a penalty. I'll take anything. A Bannon shot off his backside. I don't care. Just get the ball in the back of the net just the once and don't concede and just get the points. We are desperate now after losing at home to Millwall. Absolutely desperate. That was a bad result for us, and goal difference getting a good whacking at the same time. And we just got to stay within reach of the likes of Huddersfield. That's the team we've got to aim for first and foremost, but hope that the others get sucked into it still. So, yeah, that's the plan.
So, I mean, you'll be at St Andrews this weekend. Now, surely the advice he's going to give the players is keep this tight, make that crowd edgy, get to half-time, get to 60 minutes, make it 0-0, because the longer that game goes 0-0, the more that crowd are going to start to turn.
Of course. Yeah, agreed. Well, they haven't won for 6 matches. So Wayne Rooneys obviously desperate to get his first win. Now, he better not do it against us. He's probably rubbing his hands with glee, thinking, this is it. This is going to be my first win as manager. No, we don't want any of this nonsense. We want to make sure that we stifle them. Yeah, we're capable of not conceding goals. We've got even without, before Danny Rohl's time, we had the 0-0 draw at Leeds. We're quite capable. We've lost actually 7 of the 12 matches we've lost this season in the league. We've only lost by literally 1 goal. Been very close. And, in this game, Saturday, Birmingham away, it's going to go one of 3 ways. Either they're going to beat us 1-0, we're going to beat them 1-0 and get our first away win, or it'll be a 0-0 draw. I can't see a lot of goals in the game. It's going to be very tight, very cagey, and I'm just hoping that it's going to come in our favour. But, who knows?
All right, let's get some score predictions then. What are you going with? You've seen your team. You've seen them improve. Yeah. You beat the Rotherham, incredible draws, and then of course Millwall come along and just completely derail everything.
But Millwall, in fairness, then they hadn't lost away since the middle of August. Their away form had been very strong, so it didn't surprise me. It wasn't a shock to the system that they got a result. I think in my podcast for the game, I said they're capable of getting a result there. They've been winning. They won 3-0 at Plymouth, so they're no mugs. But no, Birmingham, ironically, the first time I ever saw Wednesday play away to Birmingham was back in the early 70s. I was a teenager, and we drew 0-0 there. And I suppose today, looking at how things are going, I'll take a 0-0 draw all day long. And a young guy called Trevor Francis was playing for them then. He was same age as me, and he scored their winning goal that season, last match of the season at Hillsborough, when they beat us to go up to the top division. It was the old second division back in those days. But I'm going to go for this hopeful Barry Bannon to find the back of the net somehow, whether it be a penalty, a free kick, a freak shot, anything you like, but hopefully just swing it in our favour. And I'm going to go 1-0. Last time I'm predicting a win for Wednesday. We better do it, because if we don't, we've got Leicester at home next, and I will not bring a home win there. I won't do it.
Okay. Well, you're playing a couple of teams that are having a wobble at the moment. Good luck. Enjoy your trip to St Andrews, and we'll catch up with you next week to preview the Leicester game. Thanks, Andrew.
Cheers.